What do you do when it's raining?
If we see one, I'm gonna be shooting it.
Deer up on the hillside.
Creepy deserted cabins.
Bear up on the hill.
That wasn't it.
That wasn't it. There's the bear. One bear and another bear spooked it off. Chasing bears is not for the faint of heart. Hey folks, welcome to a rainy episode of the Yukon Boys. The plan was to go bear hunting today with a friend and my boys, but it's pouring with rain today. My friend decided he's gonna bow out, and my boys, one got called into work and the other two didn't feel so great about the rain either. However, my lovely wife Nicole has agreed to ride shotgun. If I see a bear, I'm gonna try to get it. It'll be a little bit of a solo hike in the rain, or maybe, just maybe, it'll clear up. Today we're going to start here in Whitehorse, and we're gonna drive all the way north to Carmacks and then up here to Stewart Crossing, and we're gonna be looking on south-facing slopes for bears wandering around. And if we see one, well then I'll hike up and hopefully try to get a shot. So that's the route, all the way up and all the way back down. Now, something you should know about bear hunting is, much like humans, bears don't really like the rain either. So a lot of times they bed down somewhere. But every once in a while, they come out, might get a chance to get one. Who knows what'll happen today? Maybe it'll clear up. Maybe we'll get a chance. Today, we're gonna get out there anyway and see what happens. Okay, so we've drove about an hour and a half. The great news is, as soon as we got out of the city, it stopped raining. No rain. It's dry out here. So we're gonna do a little hike into an opening and see if we can't see any bear on the hill. Here we go, our first glassing spot, about an hour and a half outside of town. This is one of our glassing spots. As you can see, all these little draws have green in them. The black bears and grizzlies feed on all that vegetation in those draws. And so we stop on the side of the road here in these little pullouts, and we just glass the side of these mountains, looking in those draws in particular, but also outside of them, looking for little black dots or little brown dots. If we were to see one up in that draw, then I would cross the road and start heading up. I would probably try to go up around that side so that I could get a shot that way on it. But it's hard to believe that all over this mountainside we have put eyes all over it and there's nothing there. So maybe the bears are all on the backside. The sun's even coming out. As you can see, there's a bit of cloud and blue sky. So glad we came out today. Such a good decision. Well, we made it to Carmacks. No bears yet, but the weather is still great. And an awesome stop when you're in Carmacks. The Detention Center, general store, coffee, baked goods, whatever you'd want. And there's not many stops on this highway as you go north. So this is one of them. Great place to stretch your legs. So we're gonna go inside, have a break, and then back on the road. Some fried chicken. a little break from the hunt on the Tatchin River, do a little fishing. I think the grayling run here is probably over, but we'll give it a try. And if not, well, back on the hunt, back on the road, keep going north. Well, it's about 4:30 and we found another lake. See if there's anything in here. I'm sure there is, but whether or not it bites our lures, it's a different story. So far, a pretty amazing day. As you can see, there's been little bits of rain, spitting now and then, but no downpour like we had this morning. So I am so glad that we came out. And kind of an added bonus that Nicole came with me. She's not a huge fan of being on camera, but that's fine. So we'll see if there's anything in here. No fish. Well, it's about 4:30. Best time of day is in the evening, so on the way back we'll pass those same hills and glass a bit more. Another glassing spot. Spent the past 5-10 minutes looking at this hillside. I'll turn it around and give you a look. It's a little windy here, sorry for the wind noise. I'll zoom in on one of these draws. Have a look here. Well, the rain finally caught up with us. At the end of the day, if we end up getting a bear now, it will be a very wet bear, and I will be a very wet hunter. So yeah, it's raining. Oh well, keep moving on. We got a sweet double rainbow after this rainstorm. Check that out. You can just barely see the lighter one on the top and the really clear one on the bottom. And it goes all the way over there. You can just see the end of the darker one. There it is. I'll follow it. I'll track it. Beautiful rainbow. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Well, we got through the rain and now we're at another glassing spot. The sun actually came out again. It's amazing. And we're looking for some black or brown dots on this slope now. Haven't seen any yet. We'll keep looking. Just takes one and then the hike starts. Well, the sun's setting. We glassed a lot of hillside today. We looked at a lot of mountains, looked at a lot of black rocks and brown roots that looked like bears, but they weren't bears. Now we've stopped at one last fishing spot to end the day. Then we'll be headed home. My apologies that we weren't able to get it done today and get a bear for you. This is the journey of being a YouTuber that's in the outdoors and that's hunting and fishing. Is sometimes it just doesn't come together, but I hope you enjoyed all the beautiful scenery you saw. Hopefully we don't go home empty-handed and we pull a couple fish out of this lake. Didn't see one bear today. Didn't see one. Hopefully we see some fish. Yes! Fish on! I don't know what it is. Oh, it's a grayling! Woohoo! Well, we didn't get skunked. The very end of the day, a beautiful Arctic grayling. Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Yukon Boys. Sorry we didn't get it together for you on the bear and didn't get any lake trout, but got that one grayling. So we're not going home empty-handed. So that's good. We would greatly appreciate it if you liked, followed, shared, and subscribed, and hit that bell so that you get reminders every time we release a new video. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Well, folks, we got a moose and a black bear randomly on the road crossing at the same time after I ended this video. That is crazy. So this is the situation. There's the black bear that I wanted all day long. I'm gonna just stop there, see if I can zoom in anymore. I'm gonna give the camera to Nicole. There he is. That's the black bear I needed and I wanted. I think he's gone, he's running there. Well, there you have it, folks. Spent almost 14 hours on road system, on some off trails, glassing hills, all day long. And here we are, we're actually a half hour outside of Whitehorse. We're almost home. And you saw it. There was a black bear and a moose crossing the road, or like right behind each other, beside each other. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I've seen moose before. I've seen black bear before. I've never seen a bear and a moose just hanging out and see them at the same time. I maybe could have chased that black bear in, but we're close to farms and residences. It wouldn't have been a good thing. It wouldn't have been a good decision. But where was that black bear? Where was he way up north when we had lots of time and space and daylight? Well, at least you saw your black bear. I'm back for day 2 of spring bear hunting, but this time I have Jude the dude.
Yep.
Should be a good day. The last time I did an intro here on our tailgate in front of our house, it was pouring with rain before I went with mom. And it was a good day, but we only saw a black bear at the very end, just outside the city, so that was pretty unfortunate. Today's an important day. Why?
Because if we see one, I'm going to be shooting it, so.
First time with a big game license, first time with a bear seal, or a bear tag as they call them in the States. Let's get the map out and I'll show you where we're going today. All right, so here we are in Whitehorse. When I was with Nicole, we went all the way up here to Carmacks, and then we went all the way up here to Pelly Crossing, and we almost got to Stewart Crossing. Today, the goal is to go a different route. We're still gonna go up to Carmacks, but instead of going north, we're gonna go this way and maybe try to get to Faro and then come back. And hopefully we get a bear. Let's do it. So Jude spotted a bear up on the hill when we were glassing, and then it started running down, and so now we're on a power line and we're gonna wait here and hopefully it comes down through the woods and crosses the power line. So we'll see what happens. We waited for 10 minutes. There was some chattering up in the forest there of squirrel. It might have been there. But then it stopped. It was up in this mountain. We saw it from the road. It was running down, and we're on a power line. So it should have gone down through there somewhere. Probably just didn't go all the way down the hill. Yeah, I saw it like maybe 3/4 of the way up, and it just started running down. So then we got the guns out and came up here, but it must not run all the way down the hill. Yeah, because it's definitely quiet enough. We would hear it in the woods. We're thinking it turned around somewhere up in the woods there. I think we've missed that bear.
Welcome to the hub of the Yukon, Carmacks.
I don't know, is Carmacks really the hub of the Yukon? I guess it is.
Definitely not.
I don't think so, but I guess if you're on the road system, it's a place with it's like cool general store.
Yeah. Get your fill at the grill. And Crime Stoppers.
General store. Hatchin Center. Here we are. Grocery store. Got some baked goods, cookies. Oh yeah.
That looks good.
We got a 3-piece. And what do you get? Chicken and taters. Look what you discovered.
They're baskets on the sides like that. And just
Genius. Genius. All right, let's get out of here. Got some deer, 4 deer up on the hillside, deer on the mountain. We're at our halfway point on the trip. We found this kind of old trapper's road that we came down, and it leads to a creek. So we're doing a bit of fishing. Maybe we'll get something, and then we'll start heading back on the road system to see if we can still get a bear. Day's only halfway through. Let's check out this river. Jude's casting a spinner. I'm throwing a fly. We'll see if we get anything. Beautiful mountain in the background. It's so easy in the Yukon to see God's creation, the goodness and the grace of his handiwork. Well, Jude, there's no fish in this creek.
Nope.
Let's get rolling. Okay, Jude, tell us what's going on.
Dad found one, and it's just up on the side of the hill. Just lying down eating, so we're gonna go see if we can get it.
You ready to do this?
Kinda.
It's one shame Safety on.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, there's Jude there. There's the bear. Oh, he's walking off. He's walking into the woods. Well,
Got away.
he got away. Lessons learned.
Yep.
It was a big black bear, a boar, a male. He was laid down and he was munching and he didn't care. But Jude, you couldn't see him.
No, I thought I could because there was like a black thing not super far away. That wasn't it.
That wasn't it. And I could see everything. I could see him and I could see where the bear was. I was giving him hand signals. After a while, the black bear started sniffing the air and he caught one of our wind, and then that was it. He started heading up the hill. Well, first he went in the forest. Then I was still trying to get you to walk forward. And then you're like looking in the forest.
I'm like right there.
It may sound like it when your heart's pounding and it's like heading away from your direction. So I could see him in the binos. Hopefully we see another one. But you were this close.
Yeah.
To getting a black bear. The one that got away.
The one that got away.
The one that got away. A story that we'll tell for years to come, especially if we don't see another one today. All right, on the road again?
Yep.
You're awake now though, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Heart pounding? Good. All right, here we go.
All right, so we've got to the Montague Roadhouse Historic Site. Let's go check it out. So we got some creepy deserted cabins. Yeah, it's pretty sweet in here. They're just like purely made out of pine trees. I don't know if they used many nails like putting all these together, or if they just stacked it like that. Either way, it's pretty cool. Go see this one. This one must have lost its roof. Montague. You are standing beside the last of 3 Montague roadhouses. Overland shortcut from Lake Labarge to Carmacks. It's like a pretty cool place back in the day. Used to have a basement, I guess. 2 stories maybe as well. This looks like old wood stove maybe. I think that's what it was. It's just like old cabins that are old and broken. William Donenworth was a driver on the Trail to Dawson from 1900 to 1920. He often transported gold over the overhead trail, 225 kilogram boxes with no fear of robbery. He slept in the roadhouses and left the gold under the seats in the stage. Sounds like quite the guy. And outhouses looks like some picnic tables. This site is protected under the Yukon Historic Preserves Act to help us preserve our heritage. Please leave the site as you found it. We're gonna get driving again. See ya!
Well, it's the end of the day. We didn't get a bear. Missed that grizzly running down. Missed the black on the side of the hill. But we're doing some fishing. Jude said he just hooked up on a little one, so we're gonna walk through this trail and go see him. All right, where are you? You got a fish.
I got a fish.
A grayling. Sweet. All right, good job.
Thanks for watching another episode of the Yukon Boys. Sorry we didn't get a bear today,
Yeah.
but got a grayling, so we're heading home.
It's not getting dark.
Won't get dark for a while.
Yeah, but the sun is setting.
See ya!
Peace.
Here we are at day 3, and hopefully we'll get a bear today. It's nice and sunny, good visibility, so hopefully we see one, but
Never know.
never know.
Never know. So, here we are, day 3. Let's get after it.
Yep.
Okay, so we're out on the road system on the highway. There's different types of hunting in the Yukon. You can do the backpacking trips. You can go to blinds in different areas. Sometimes you take snow machines or snowmobiles. In the winter, you take four-wheelers or side-by-sides. There's lots of different ways to hunt, but an easy way to hunt for a day hunt is on the road system. There's different roads that go off of the highway, fire roads, secondary roads that you can drive down, and then you can find trails and hike down them. Maybe you're wondering, well, how do you know where you're going, or how do you figure out what trails are there or what places to stop? This is where this thing up here comes in handy. This is the Garmin InReach, and it connects to my iPhone here. That's us, the little blue triangle. It gives the topo lines there. You see this section here, this is First Nation land, and you can hunt on some First Nation land, but you have to get permission. We haven't got permission, so we're just hunting the non-shaded area, which is open. Pretty much everywhere in the Yukon is open for bear hunting. There's very little restrictions because there's lots of bears. You can get 2 black bears a year, 1 grizzly every 3 years. So we can watch this mapping system, and sometimes there's secondary roads and trails that'll show up on the map, and then it'll tell us where we can stop. It'll also give us the topo lines, and every once in a while we'll see a mountain and it'll be right near the road. See, there's a secondary road right up there that's coming up. We'll see these topo lines, and then we might see a trail with a south-facing slope. The reason we're looking for south-facing slopes is they're often the ones that get loads of sun, and sometimes there's huge patches of greenery after being in hibernation for so long. The fat supply is depleted, maybe some of the muscle supply is depleted, and so the first thing they eat in the spring is vegetation, because you don't have to chase down vegetation. And so that new greenery, the grass, the clover, dandelions, buds and tubers, and different things like that, that's what they're going after. And a lot of times those south-facing slopes that are really green, that's where the food is. Now later on, they're gonna have lots of energy to go hunt stuff. In the summer, they're gonna start chasing animals a lot more. And then in the fall, there's another hunt, and they move predominantly to the high country eating berries. Though they have lots of fat supply, that fat can almost be sweet smelling or sweet tasting from all the cranberries and wild blueberries and all that stuff that they're eating in the fall. So there's a spring hunt and a fall hunt where you get bear, and you can eat bear. A lot of people don't. Our family eats bear, and it's wonderful. It's great meat, and it's a fun hunt. We also keep the hides, we keep the skull. You can see some of that in our other videos. If we get a bear today, it'll be Jude's, and I'm sure he'll want the rug tanned and put on his wall, and he'll want the skull hung. What do you think of that? What are you gonna do with the hide and the...
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping it.
Well, one day when you have a house of your own,
that's true.
you can have it hung in your living room and be like, that was my first bear when I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Alright, so there's some
A young bull. Hey, oh yeah, a young bull. Hey, buddy. You have itty bitty antlers. Just sprouting. He's irritated. He's like, I'm trying to eat. You're bugging me. Oh, that's another. It's two little bulls. Two little bulls.
The one is way more chill.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you later. So we're coming up on a little pot lake pond, and you see there's a trail there too. So that tells us either you can get there on a four-wheeler or maybe with a four-wheel drive pickup truck, or you might need to walk. It might also be a private road. It's hard to know, but you can see we get a lot of information from this mapping. Even though we're on the highway system, it tells us options we have to go off either with the truck, because we're in a small pickup truck. We're in a Ford Ranger. It's Jude's truck. It's got four-wheel drive and pretty good right now. It's not really wet. Everything's pretty dry, but we can also get out and go on foot. This is actually a power line, so you can hike power lines. The power line obviously goes right to that pond, I guess. I'm not sure why that is.
Pond would be down back there.
Yeah. So anytime you have a power line, that's a great place to hike or walk. And sometimes you can even drive on the power lines because the service vehicles use the power lines to drive on with pickup trucks. So it's an option. As you can see, we found an old service road to this hydro cut. Goes way back there, and it goes up to that ridge there. So Jude and I are gonna go up to that ridge and do some glassing, and maybe we'll see something. Maybe. Here we go. Oh, there's that bear. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, we were looking for a place to stop and glass, and we came across a small herd of bison up on the hill, up on the mountain there. They're just grazing up there. So I doubt there's any bears up there. So that's pretty cool. Amazing. Obviously, on much of the road system in the Yukon, there's very few gas stations. So it's essential when you're going hunting and fishing, finding new places off the highway, down these bush roads and stuff, you need to have extra fuel with you. So we fill this up before we leave the city. We obviously fill the truck as well. And now that we're at our turnaround point, I'm gonna throw this in here. It's gonna give us almost a half tank, be more than enough to get us where we need to go. So super important, if you're in the Yukon or Alaska and you're road tripping around, don't assume there's gas stations at every stop. Towns and villages are few and far between, and they'll have gas, but you may want to have an extra can with you at all times. Filled up.
So there's a fly on the window, but it's on the other side.
And he's holding on for dear life. Currently going 70, and he's got a death grip. He's not letting go. I don't know how long he'll stay there for.
It's kind of crazy.
It is so crazy.
Oh yeah, window down.
We'll see if he jumps off.
No, he's not jumping off.
Wow.
Is he dead?
No. I don't know what's going on with him.
Reach your hand over.
Be free.
Oh, there he goes.
Maybe he was a bit squished. Maybe I squished him there.
A little bit, maybe.
Okay, well, we spotted one. I don't even know if we can edit. No, we can't find it on the iPhone.
I lost it in the binos too.
It went into the woods. It was at the very top. It was way, way, way up there. It was a big black boar that I could see in the binos, but he's gone.
I can see it now.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, it's by that big pine tree.
Yeah?
Like right at the base of it.
It would take a long...
By the time we get up there though, he'll be gone.
He'll be so gone.
Oh, is he climbing the tree?
For real? Man, I wish I could film it. Well, there's one up there, but we saw one today, so that's awesome. A little too far, but saw one. We're trying again.
He's coming back out though.
He's coming back out?
A little bit.
Oh man, just the tiniest black dot up there. Okay, we got a bear up on the mountain. We got a bear up on the mountain there that's within reasonable distance. Jude and I are gonna go for a hike and try to get him. You ready, dude?
Yeah. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. Keep an eye on the bear. I'm gonna get my gear ready and then we'll start hiking. So we actually have two bears on the same mountain that we're glassing. We have one right there crossing over, and then we have another one over there under that tree. So we have options, but I don't
Get to each other. Scare each other off.
We'll see what happens.
What do you want to go for?
I don't know. Let me get my gear on. Keep an eye on both of them. Yeah. All right, Jude. Well, looks like there's a bit of a trail there. Ready to duck in?
I guess so.
So you got the game plan? So we got to try to find it. Get a location.
One.
Either or.
Just whatever. Okay. If we go up this trail, we'll be going up in the middle between them. Is that fine?
We're not going to be able to see them for a bit. This is the hard part, is when you go through the willows here and the pine, you lose some sight.
When we get back up on the hill, we're going to have one on our left, one on our right.
It's true. We'll have to be careful.
Okay.
So, here we go.
Okay, so there's the one on that hill.
See it?
Yeah, it's at the top, still moving up.
How do we get a range? So he's going up and over. Where's the other one?
I don't know.
So that's 358 yards.
358. Still don't see that other one.
Yeah. So this is part of the problem. You hike into the woods, into the willows, and into the forest that's between the road and the grassy hills. And we had two bears, but now in that short time we thought we still saw one, and then it went up over the crest. And the other one, we don't know where it is. So unfortunately we have to just sit tight for a minute. That was a difficult situation. Oh man. I think that bigger boar spooked that smaller bear, and then the two of them went up over the hill. I'm sure they didn't know we were there. They were just doing their thing, doing what bears do. Sometimes they're on the move, and that's the way it is. One was on the move, and that's the one we had saw first. The other one would have been content to just stay there, I'm sure of it. And that was the one we really wanted to go for. But that's a new one for me. I can't believe we had one bear and another bear spooked it off. So that's a brand new adventure for me. Wow. We're gonna sit here a little bit longer and glass the hill. Maybe one of them will poke back out. But yeah, I'm fearing that's a missed opportunity. So close, eh, bud?
Yeah.
So close. Good experience for Jude though. Good for him to see kind of how it works and how they move on the hill, and how easy a black bear is to really see on a hillside because it's just so jet black. It's amazing. All right. We'll see you in a bit. End of the day, day number 3.
Yep.
How are we feeling?
Tired.
So close.
So close.
So close.
So close twice.
Twice. But we didn't get a bear. End of day 3 of bear hunting. End of Jude's bear hunting, at least for the next little bit.
Till the fall, hopefully.
I will see you all tomorrow for day 4 with my friend Kevin. And maybe we'll get her done.
How sad would that be?
If I didn't?
No, if you guys did.
If we did, well, yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
Sad and happy.
It's the story of chasing bears. Any last words on your spring bear hunt?
I don't think so.
See you tomorrow. All right, here we are, day 4 of chasing bears. Today I am with my friend Kevin. He's got some fancy optics. He's got a phone camera that goes on his scope, so we're hoping that we'll be able to see some of that, and you'll get to see some of that too, so that'll be pretty amazing. Almost all the foliage has budded, the leaves are out, so it's a little harder to see the bears on the hillside, but we still have some of those blank grassy areas. The dandelions are still all over the place, so we're hoping maybe a bear will be munching on those dandelions on a hillside. Maybe there'll be one in the ditch along the roadside just chewing on dandelions. That's not really what we want. We kind of want to spot it. We want to stalk it. It's definitely a lot more fun. There's a mountainside that we're going to glass right now. Day 4, chasing bears. Maybe we'll get it done today. We saw a cinnamon black bear across the road go into the woods. So we're just on this old trail here. It should be coming through here, but we don't know. Maybe we spooked it. The wind's coming this way, so it should be good. We might have one. We'll see here in a few minutes. Well, that has to be the sneakiest black bear I've ever seen in my life. It's impossible to know where he is. Well, there's another missed bear. We don't know where he went in the woods. Lost him. We're doing another pass here. Maybe spooked him. I don't know, or maybe he was just traveling. That's the way it is. Chase continues. So we got a couple bison up on the hill. Let's take a look. Kevin's gonna get out his fancy scope. I wish it was bison season. Okay, time to stop for lunch. Hindsight, after looking at some video of that little bear, it was a little bear. So I'm kind of glad we didn't get it. If a shot had presented itself and I had fully seen how small it was, it would have been a tough situation. You might have heard me calling it a cinnamon black. Now, if you're not familiar with bear hunting and bears, and specifically black bears, sometimes you refer to a bear as a cinnamon bear or a cinnamon black bear. That might seem odd, since a black bear should be black, shouldn't it? Well, actually not. Some black bears are either phase bears, they're called, so they're a little darker or brown, and then every once in a while you get one like we saw today, which is a cinnamon color. That cinnamon color makes an amazing rug. They're just a beautiful bear. Cinnamon black bear. So yes, it's a black bear species, but it's cinnamon in color, or phase in color, a brownish reddish phase. So that's what we saw today so far. We didn't end up getting it, but I'm not upset about it, because after looking at the video, it was just too small. On we go. We saw one more bear, a really big black, looked like a boar up top. Lost that one. It went up over the hill. There was no way we could have got to it, but now we're watching another one here up on the hillside.
From left to right, 1, 2, 3, the third little pine tree. You can see the black dot there.
Oh yeah. A little group of trees way off there. We're gonna start hiking. It's quite a hike, but I think it'll be all right. I think he's feeding there, and if anything, he'll go across to the right on the mountain, and we'll be able to have a look as he's going and change our hiking plan. Time to start hiking into that little valley and get a bear. Okay, we made it to the bottom bottom of this mountainside, but the problem is once you're in the woods, now you've lost your visibility. So we don't know if the bear's moved or if it's still in the same spot. So we're gonna try to get closer and have a look. Little legs, big body. Well, we're halfway up the mountain, but the wind's going straight up the mountain into the bear. So that sucks, but it's beautiful. This is our view behind us and ahead of us. We'll see if this is a bust or not. Okay, lead the way.
We'll try to go up.
Yeah. Okay, we don't know where the bear is, but we're near the top of the mountain. Kevin went up that way, and here's what I'm looking at to see if the bear comes out of this draw. So Kevin came back down, and he didn't find it, and I've been sitting here for about, 7 or 8 minutes. Haven't seen anything, but this is hunting. Sometimes you put lots of work in, and it pays off, but I would say most of the time, you put in lots of work and it doesn't pay off, which is why the real payoff is this experience. Like the road's way down there where we started. You're climbing up a mountain, which is a prize in itself, just to see this beautiful landscape. But there's also this potentially added bonus that you might be able to harvest an animal. Really, even if I were just to see that bear again up here, up close, that'd be great. It'd be great to harvest it, but just to know that we got to where it was. The last time we saw the bear was in one of those drainages feeding. Kevin's still up there somewhere, so I'm assuming he's waiting and watching as well. I'm gonna stay here until he comes down and says it's time to go. But it's a beautiful day. The wind just totally dropped. It's kind of getting dark over there. I think maybe some rain's coming. Because, yeah, the wind just died right now. Maybe that's a good thing. But it is silent up on the top of this mountain. It's amazing. Unfortunately, videos like this don't do it justice. It is too difficult to describe what right now feels like being almost near the top of a mountain. This high up and it being still. It is so calm. If you've never been to the Yukon, put it on your bucket list. While you're here, plan on hiking up a mountain, and hopefully you get something like this, where the wind dies, and it's just peace and calm. The glory and majesty of God's creation, and I'm just sitting here in the middle of it. I'm so blessed. Well, I've been here another 20 minutes or so, still waiting on Kevin to come back down. The temperature dropped and the wind's starting to pick up, so I think that's a rainstorm that's coming in, and I think I'm gonna get wet. It was beautiful for that little time there of peace and calm, but now it's time for some rain. Sometimes you get wet, that's the way it is. I definitely hope I don't have to wait while it's raining on me, but I guess I can go down there for shelter. Still here, a third of the way down the mountain, waiting for Kevin. Still haven't seen that bear. I think it went up over that way. That's fine. I kind of assumed it was going to catch our wind. The wind wasn't in our favor. It's funny, the wind died after we got here. That didn't work out too well. Okay, so continue the waiting game. Well, a little strange circumstance. I waited and Kevin didn't come back down. So I don't know if he found the bear and started chasing it, but the weather's rolling in. Oh, I hear a whistle. Now I heard a whistle lower than me. So the good part is we both have GPSs and we can see the road. It's kind of easy. The mountain range follows the road, so you just keep going down and you'll get to the road. I just hate to leave him up here if he's still up here. I don't know if he's hiked back down or... Well, if you're ever in this circumstance, maybe have a conversation, have a set time. Okay, well, if we don't meet up at this time, we'll head back down. The weather was beautiful when we came up here, so you never know when weather's gonna blow in. But it's definitely starting. Those clouds don't look nice. Decisions. When you're in the wilderness. I'll give it a little bit more maybe. I'll call and whistle a couple more times. Oh, just heard another whistle. That was a whistle. We're headed this way. I gotcha! As I suspected, he started going to the truck. I thought I was hearing whistles lower than me. So that's a little bizarre. But I was. We got in touch with each other. He yelled up, I'm going to the truck. So now we're heading down this little drainage here. It's pretty nice. Footing's pretty good here. Headed back to the road and then the truck. Hopefully before it gets too bad, but it might have blown over. It's so interesting. Look it up there. It's all blue sky. But behind me, where I'm headed, it's pretty dark. Hard to know what the weather's going to do. But I'm headed down anyway. Maybe I'll see a bear on the way down. Wouldn't that be something? I'd have to call him back up to come help me. If you've never stalked an animal before up a mountain, it's very different. And lots of people climb mountains, but hunting's totally different because you're bushwhacking a lot of the time. There's no set trail. It's not like you see a bear and say, oh, I'll just take this trail right up to where the bear is. Sometimes you might come across a trail that just happens to be in that area, or maybe a game trail. No, you're bushwhacking through it, and every once in a while you get a nice patch of grass like this, which is nice. So I don't roll down the hill. I'm just doing switchbacks. I go along one side here and then down the other, and I just zigzag my way down. It's a lot easier than going through a whole mess of willows, but sometimes you have to do that too. That's just the way it is. And that's why sometimes, like we had here, you lose sight of the animal when you get into the thick stuff from where you first saw it. And sometimes the animal beds down for a nap or maybe just feeds in that area, and you pop out and it's still there. That's what you're hoping for, but it's never a guarantee. So lots of times you have scenarios like this where you're climbing a mountain, hiking into some bush, you end up having to come back down. And that's okay. You had an adventure. That's the main reason we're out here. Sometimes hunting YouTube videos or even hunting shows, stuff like that, kind of makes it look a little bit like every time you go out, you get something. But I'm telling you, that's not the way it is. The majority of the time, you get skunked. But if it were terrible, we wouldn't go back out and do it. But we do go out over and over and over again. And sometimes it lines up. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Kevin's yelling up, making sure I'm all right. He's already down there. On this channel, the Yukon Boys, we try to show you what it's really like. What it's really like is a lot of days you come up skunked. And so this is why you'll hear me often say, hunting doesn't mean harvesting and fishing does not mean catching. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, but that's okay. It's always worth it to just get out here or get out wherever you're at and get it done. Get something done. Get out there. You will never regret going outside. You'll always be glad it happened. Even on the bad weather days, even when it doesn't go right, you did it. It's an adventure and you live through it and you look back on it with joy, with fulfillment. And so it's worth it. Get out there. Don't waste your weekends. Get outside. I hope you enjoyed the adventure. As always, huge thank you for watching any of the Yukon Boys content. If you'd like to see our hunting playlist, you can go ahead and click up there. If you'd like to see a video that YouTube thinks you're gonna enjoy, click up there and go ahead and subscribe right here. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that every time we come out with new content, you'll be able to get it right in your feed. Please like, share, follow, and we'll see you in the next video.